What's up, y'all? It's your girl, Richgirlred. What's up, rich babes, rich hustlers, and cousins? I'm back with another one. If you are new here, go ahead and hit that subscribe button if you love everything hair content, face content, and lifestyle. Today, I am showing y'all how I did a sew-in for the first time on myself, y'all. So, personally, I feel like I left out too much leave out. The first thing I did was section my leave out. Make sure you have like a rat tail comb or something to be able to part it correctly. Now, I do feel like I left way too much hair out. You can leave as much or as little hair as you like out, but just knowing from my experience with this sew-in and my past experience with sew-ins, it's been a long time since I had a sew-in, but I definitely would like minimal to no leave out. So as you can see, I'm just parting, trying to get my leave out right and together. You want to make it either a square or oval shape from what I learned, and y'all, we are just learning together. My hair is really big, y'all, so it did take a lot to braid it. So I just sectioned piece by piece off, and then once I got done, like I said, I left out way too much, but once I got done, I braided down each section so I could kind of just get that section out of the way. And in the next clip, you guys are going to see how I braided my hair going all the way around, and I connected the braids to each other so when I sew them all down, they could be completely flat. And I kind of just sped through this process because this process is pretty self-explanatory. I made sure I threaded all my needles so I didn't have to do all that, and it just made the process a lot easier for me and a lot more seamless. So on this part, I'm sewing my braids together, so you want to make sure you just go in and out of the braids. That's the best way I can explain it, y'all. I literally couldn't see, so I had to do this in the best way possible, and I'm trying to explain it in the best way possible. But you want to just make sure that you're sewing all your braids together, and you want to make sure that you sew it flat, but also in a way to where you, when you cut the string out, that you don't cut your hair. And I actually feel like once I took this out, because I have already took this style out, I think I did a phenomenal job sewing it, because I was actually able to take this out with no problem. I took it out in literally less than 10 minutes. I took out my whole head, and it was pretty easy. I don't like over sewing it to making it too tight to the point to where it makes it hard to take it out. And also, I have super curly hair, so making anything extremely tight to my hair when it comes to thread or anything like that, my hair will tangle and it will mat to whatever I put in it. So I have to be very careful when I sew or when I do anything like that, or even if I'm like sewing a wig to my hair. Like I said, I've never done a sewing on myself, but I've actually had bad experiences in the past to where I've had a sew-in completely matte to my hair and I had to cut it out. It was actually curly hair. The hair started matting, left it in too long, and my hair started matting to the hair, and I had to actually cut it out. It was a freaking mess. I'm taking some castor oil and just moisturizing my scalp. You can use whatever you want. And here is the hair. This is actually an Indonesian vendor that I am using. I think eventually, y'all, I'm going to start giving free vendors on here, and then I'm also going to have a vendor list that I use. Now I'm testing the hair. I'm going to make sure that I'm not like one of those other girlies. I'm going to actually test the hair and make sure that I like the hair before I put it on any vendor list, and my vendor lists are not going to be beating you over the head. They're not going to be like $100 or something like that. So another thing that I do is go ahead and cut the little bands off the bundles, and you're gonna double the bundle widths. So you want to double them together, double the widths, and then you can either do one or two things. You can go ahead and thread the needle through your braid and then thread the weft, or you can thread the weft and then thread your braid. So whatever works for you, because if you're doing this on yourself, you want to do it as easy as possible. Another mistake that I made throughout this, and this is why I love doing videos and I love trying new things, because it helps me see my mistakes, and then I can use that for next time I know what not to do. I see a lot of people start their wefts at the top of their head and then they sew going down and back around. That is exactly what I should have did, and I did not do that. I actually started my weft in the back like I would a wig. So as y'all can tell, I'm very much a wig girly when it comes to sewing, because I literally started my hair like a wig, like I would a wig. You know, you start at the nape and then you work your way up, when I should have started at the sides and worked my way to the other side. Kind of went down and came back up and kept that same pattern until I got all the way to the top. So that is something that I will know for next time and that I'll do a better job at. Also, I probably next time will do smaller braids, because my hair is so thick. I think smaller braids are better so it doesn't be so bulky under that weft where my nape is. So once I got the first bundle, I did something another girl video that I seen that she did, and she actually used a bobby pin to pin her wefts and moved the bobby pin as she would sew. That helped me tremendously, y'all. So shout out to the girl. If I can find her video on TikTok, I will put it down in the description below. But shout out to her for giving that tip on TikTok, because that was a phenomenal tip, y'all. I was actually able to utilize that and it worked flawlessly for me. So I would say use that and utilize that if you can, because it worked seamlessly for me. So as y'all can see, y'all, I'm struggling a little bit, just trying to get the right rhythm of me sewing. But once I got it. Now, when I sew personally, I wish I would have got some footage of me actually turned around sewing so you guys could see what I was doing. But when I sew, there's one or two ways you can sew. I think the best way to sew when you are sewing in your head is through the weft, actually pushing the needle through the weft. It is a little bit harder, but you get less tangling, versus a lot of people I see sew under the weft and they tighten it, and I feel like that causes more tangling, that causes more shedding, that causes more breakage. That is just me personally. At some points in my hair, I had to do it under the weft simply because my fingers were starting to slip and I just could not push the needle through for whatever reason. So I just sewed it under the weft, and I noticed that's where my thread and everything in the hair would tangle the most. So me personally, I'm a sew it through the weft type girly. Push the needle through the weft, sew it through the weft. And to me, now one thing I will say is when you sew under the weft, it does make it a lot tighter, but that also causes more tension. So we don't want it so tight to the point to where there's tension and then there's breakage and then there's hair loss. So I do know a little bit of something, y'all. I do know a little bit of something, but I'm not an expert at sewing. So please do your own research. We are here on this channel to learn together. So anything y'all can teach me, I'm here to learn with y'all. And we are here on this journey together. So if y'all have any comments or anything I could have did better, y'all, make sure y'all leave that in the comment down below. If you've made it this far in my video, I thank you so much. I love you. Make sure you subscribe, make sure you like this video, make sure you comment, make sure you share it to a friend that this can help. And I hope all my videos help y'all. Make sure y'all look back at my older videos and y'all give those a watch and listen to, because I try my best to make the best content I can for y'all. And as my channel grows, my content will get even better and better, because I'll be able to get better equipment, I'll be able to do better content, and in turn y'all will be more entertained. So as y'all like and comment and subscribe, it will help me to push out better content that will help other people. So I'm actually going to kind of speed this up. This part was pretty self-explanatory. I kind of already explained what I did, how I threaded it, how I could have did better in threading it, how I threaded it incorrectly, and how I think threading it under is kind of a plus and also a downside. So I'm gonna go ahead and speed some of this up so you guys are not just watching me pretty much sew my entire head, but you can kind of see how I flipped it right there. When this is where I should have went completely around. I should have went all the way to that braid, to the edge of my head, and I did not, and that's where I made the mistake. So it definitely gave kind of bulky in some areas too, where I wish I would have laid it a lot flatter. So yeah. Okay, going into the next clip, this is where I was actually halfway done, and this is why I said I kind of messed up and I should have put it all the way to my head the first time, because it kind of ended up making it a little lopsided and I had more hair on one side than the other. But once I was all sewed up, I went ahead and took please don't take a route to a comb, but yeah, I went ahead and took a comb. I was literally trying to get my hair as flat as possible. I don't know why. My hair literally usually does not get this puffy and nappy, but my hair was just not cooperating at all. Like, it was just being super tangly, super puffy, super nappy. Like, it was just really giving me a hard time. My hair was giving me a hard time, and my hair usually does not give me a hard time. Another thing I also should have did was braid it. I also explained how I should have did less leave out, but I should have did another braid and added another weft closer to my leave out, because I feel like there was kind of like an indentation where you could see, where I could tell where my leave out started and where the track kind of started. So that was another thing I did that I felt like I could have improved. And right here, I'm just kind of straightening up my the what's it called? Lord, I couldn't even get what I'm trying to say. I'm trying to straighten up my part. And right here, I'm literally trying to get my leave out as flat as possible, but y'all, it was not trying to get flat. Like, I don't know what was going on with my hair that day. Like, it literally was just acting up. Like, you know, some days you have good hair days. My hair is usually never this thick and puffy. I have really thick hair, but my hair was just literally doing the most. I was so close to just perming my leave out, because I'm like, at this point, this is ridiculous. It was really ridiculous, not gonna lie. Once I got it to look like as blow dried as possible, and I kind of just got tired of blow drying it, and I was kind of just over putting all that heat on my hair. You can see where I was talking about that. Then I should have put another weft right there, like right there. I should have put another weft. I feel like when you do sew-ins, your weft should be as close as possible to your hair, because it gives you a flatter install. So right here is where I kind of started flattering in my hair. I put some SHEIN, and then I also put Cliff Vermeer's Shine Spray on there as well. I think that's what it's called. But I put that on there as well, and it did kind of get me where I needed to get. And then I also put pomade on my hair to kind of flatten it as much as possible. It lasted about 2 days. Once it started getting too frizzy, the leave out started to get too crazy, y'all. I took that shit out. I'm not gonna lie. I took it out. I'm not gonna lie. But I do definitely want to redo this. I definitely want to retry it with way less leave out. I thought about doing a quick weave too, but I don't know. I kind of rather do it sewing. I don't want the aggravation of a quick weave, but I kind of do have another wig I want to put on. So honestly, I may just put this on the back burner for now, and I have hair that I can always use. I at least know what this hair looked like, but I did love the hair. It curled beautifully. It was really, really, really beautiful hair. Now, I did actually bleach this hair, and I wasn't loving the results for the bleach. So I will actually do a video on that. If y'all would like to see me bleach this endo hair, I will do a video for that, and y'all can kind of see how that went. Now, my hair, I cannot lie, my hair blended beautifully with this hair. When I say my hair blended with this hair, if I could have actually got my hair to stay and less leave out, this install would have been beautiful. Like, my hair blended very, very well with this hair. I literally was amazed that my hair even blended this well. But this Indonesian vendor is definitely for the black girlies. This is definitely for the thick hair girlies. This is definitely for the girlies that have coarser hair, because it definitely makes your hair, like, yeah, it blends very, very nice with coarse hair. So this is definitely hair that should be used for leave out, because it looks so freaking good, y'all. Like, it blended very well. I will not lie. Once you get your hair flat, it blends very, very, very seamlessly. But that's really it, y'all. Like, I don't want to talk too much. I know I kind of just rambled, but this is more of a, this is more of a teaching moment. Like, we're learning together, and more of a just kind of showing y'all of how I learned how to do hair on the way of teaching other people. So we're learning together. And like I said, if anybody has any comments or anything they want to leave in the comment section of how I could have did this install better, if y'all have anything that can encourage or anything like that, y'all let me know down in the comments. I love y'all so much. Thank y'all so much for watching. Again, if you are new here and you made it to the end of this video, you make sure you go ahead and subscribe. Help me get more content like this out. Go ahead and subscribe, like, comment. If you want to become a rich babe, if you want to become a rich hustler or a cousin, make sure you go ahead and subscribe to my channel, okay? If you love faith-based content, if you love lifestyle content, and if you love hair content, I am the channel for you. We're also gonna get more into faith-based content and lifestyle content. I'm just kind of waiting for God to really lay something on my heart for faith-based content, but we are gonna start working more on our faith-based and lifestyle content to kind of give my hair content a break. And y'all, this was the finished look. It really came out so nice when I actually finished. It was very, very beautiful. Be blessed, be loved, be encouraged. God loves you. I love y'all, and I will see y'all in the next one.